And welcome to the accounting webinar of bexio. Today we are going to look to functionalities of the accounting in bexio. We are here on the main screen and we are going to look all settings which needs to be done before starting with bexio. We start checking our company profile. For this we go to settings, company profile, and we check if the legal form chosen, usually during the test phase, is the correct one. Here, for our company, it's a public limited company. It is very important that you have chosen the correct legal form because the chart of accounts adjusts according to the legal form registered. For the navigation within bexio, you can go back here via this tab, or you can always go over the settings, all settings, to come here on the settings overview screen. We are going to look all accounting settings today, which we find here in the accounting. We are going to look the accounts, the VAT, and the fiscal year. By default, bexio offers the standard chart of accounts for small and medium-sized enterprises. We find them in here under charts of accounts, which starts with 1,000 for the cash account and then the bank account and so on. If you want to see all of the accounts which are in here on one page, you go here on the bottom to display 200 entry. You click on it and you will see you have all accounts within one page. If you want to extract them, you can pull here, extract the whole standard account chart within Excel to have a better overview. So we go back to the top. We have here the account numbers, the account name, the account group, and dimension with a log if it's a system account or not, and if the account is activated or not. The special accounts, which are system accounts, you recognize them with a log. They are used by bexio for the automatic bookings. You cannot put them inactive nor delete them, but you can, if you want to, modify them, but do not change the signification of the account. For example, if we go here to this system account from the Raiffeisen, you see the account type cannot be changed, neither the account can be deleted nor put inactive, because it's a system account. Cash accounts and bank accounts and also credit cards are all system accounts. They need to be captured within the tab Banking. Then will be created automatically an account in the accounting plan, which is connected with the account created within the banking. Why capture the accounts within the banking? Within the purchase orders and also the expenses, there can be chosen as a counterparty account only the bank account. In case an invoice has been paid cash, you can choose the cash account in here. I show you how to add an account within the banking and how you will recognize afterwards in the account list. We go to the tab Banking. You see our company has already a post-finance account and a Raiffeisen account. To add a new account in here, you go on the top right side, add bank account. We want to add a cash account in euro in this case. So I push here and you see all bank details and the IBAN number will disappear as we do not need it in this case. So the description, I call it cash in euro. I choose the currency. Here in the description, you are free to choose but it should be recognizable that afterwards you know which account it is. In the remarks, you can put an internal information if needed. If not, we save it. And if we scroll down now, we see we have a cash account, euro, and it has already given an account number for the account list. This is the 1002. If we go back to settings, all settings, accounting, and we go to the chart of accounts, you will see that number 1002, the cash account in euro, in the account group cash and cash equivalents, is a system account. As I told you before, this account cannot be deleted anymore, nor put inactive. The only thing you can do, you enter in it, and you can change the name. In this case, I correct because I don't like it like this. I put cash in euro. If you want to add another new account to your account chart, you can directly in the account list go to add account. I show you an example. I choose here the account 1201, for example. And you see, once an account number has been inserted, bexio adapts automatically the account type to either asset or liabilities or expense and income, one of them. I can choose here now the name. I name it technical merchandise, for example. I need to choose the account group. In this case, I take the 120 stocks and unbilled services. I can choose also a VAT rate if I want the same VAT rate always on this account number. In this case, I let it empty and I save it. Checking in the account list, 1201, we have here the new account, technical merchandise, which is in the stocks and unbilled services. It is not a system account, that's correct, and it's active. Other accounts can be deleted if you don't need them. For example, we enter this one, so you can delete this one. One account which has been chosen already for a booking cannot be deleted anymore or put inactive. That is not possible. We go back to the accounting, and within the account groups, we find a base of account groups. Also with system account groups to have a clean and correct overview. The account groups belong to certain classes, which means they are divided in subgroups. For example, the account group 1 has a subgroup 10, which is current assets, and under the 10 another subgroup, which is cash and cash equivalents, and so on. The same on the other side for liabilities. This is the account group. To add, if you want to add a new account group, you can do so too. You click here on the top right side, add account group. I choose here, for example, the account group 151. I name it test group. And I need to choose a parent group. I click here, and in this case, I choose the number 14, fixed assets. I save it. And scrolling down, we see it here. It's in a subgroup of 14, fixed assets, which is under the group 10 and under the group 1. So for the account groups. the accounting, what we need to set up before we start working within bexio is also the VAT. So we have here the base VAT settings. We are going to look at this for this year, for example, the year 2018. You can choose the year here. You need to do this every beginning of the year. Then, are you subject to VAT, yes or no? In our case, we are. If you're not, you click on no, and you will see all the rest will disappear because there is no need to fill it in. In our case, we push yes. Under the yes, we have the VAT number, which you get from the tax authority, which you need to insert in here. Then how is your company reporting its VAT? Do you declare VAT on invoice sent, which is the standard, or do you declare VAT on invoice paid? What does it mean? This means, is the VAT due on the date when the invoice has been sent, or do you declare the VAT on the date the invoice has been paid? If you do not know, please ask your trustee to give you the information. What VAT reporting method is your company using? Do you have effective reporting? This is the standard. Or do you have reporting using net tax rates? What is the difference? With the effective reporting, you have the normal tax rates like 8% or 5.9 or 3.8, for example. And reporting using net tax rates, anyway, you have to make a request to the tax authority. This is to have a lower VAT rate. This also, if you do not know, please ask your trustee. Here on the bottom, we have to fill in the default VAT rates for this year. In our case, the sales tax changed this year to 7.7%, and the pre-tax the same, also 7.7%. If you have filled in everything, you save it, and we go to the next step. The VAT tax rates. By default, bexio offers all the normal VAT rates used in Switzerland. We have here the VAT code, the description, the tax rate, the tax type, the account, and the digit. Digit is very important for the tax form. Also here you check with your trustee if this tax rate is visible and if it's valid. We are going to look in one of them. For example, we take the one we had last year of 8% to have a good example. So first of all, should it be visible or not? You can also set a time restriction for this VAT rate if wanted. For example, up from 2017. Then the description. You are free to choose a description you want to. It should be an expressive word. Then during the bookings, you need to recognize for which one you need to choose for your booking. The code, you can choose it freely too, but also here it must be very expressive to recognize it afterwards during your bookings. Here below you choose the tax type. In this case it was a sales tax, 8%, and the digit you need to check with your trustee. So we have several types of VAT rates in here. We have the pre-tax, we have the sales tax, and some others. To add a new one, if you need a new one, you can go to add tax rate, and you fill it in with the description freely chosen with an expressive word to recognize it afterwards, the code, so the abbreviation for this description, and the text type. Which type of tax is it? Here the percentage of the tax rate, and in here the digit, as told before, to check with your trustee, as it's very important after for the tax form. So once you have inserted the tax rates, you still can enter them and change the description or the code. Once used, you cannot change the tax type anymore, or the rate or the digit, nor you can delete it or put it invisible, because it must be in there. So here this is grayed out on the part. You see it's not possible to change it anymore, nor to delete it. We go back here in tabs to the last chapter in here, to the standard VAT settings in here. Before you start working in bexio and sending quotes, orders and invoices to your customers, you have to choose here how you want to send the quotes, for example, to your customer. Do you want net or gross price? To see difference in appearance, you click on this one and you see, do you want it the VAT included in the price, or do you want it net? The same here. Do you want to send the quotes inclusive the VAT or exclusive? In case the quote is sent exclusive the VAT rate, it's mentioned, the customer will see it, so he will know the VAT will be coming on the invoice then. The same for orders, invoices, credit notes, etc. Within the invoices, you have the choice or net or gross price. So you fill it in as you want it for the quotes and the rest, and you save it. The last step is the fiscal year, which you need to define, starting with bexio, normally January until December. There cannot be a month missing. If you, for example, you insert the first year from January till December, and then you start in February and you want to change and save this, it says it's not possible because there is 1 month missing. If you have, for example, a short fiscal year because your company started on 1st of July, you can insert this from July 14 until December 14, and the system will accept it. There is no problem. So in the accounting part, we have also the tab on the top here, accounting, where we can find manual entries, VAT, year-end closing, and the report. First of all, you're going to look at the reports which bexio offers. Entering here, we come to the journal. Here we have all bookings in one. We have the date, the reference, debit, credit account, the description of the booking, the VAT rate, the currency, and the amount of the booking. Within all these reports, you have the possibility to filter. Clicking here, you get a filter. You can choose the financial year on which one you want to have a filter and apply it. Afterwards, when you filter it, you can send the list as an email, you can download it as an Excel or as a CSV. To delete the filter, you go on this cross, you click on it, and you're back on all bookings. If you want to have a quick search, you can go to the loop and, for example, look for a keyword transfer, and it will give you all bookings which have the word transfer in it. Here the same, to delete or reset the search, you go on the cross. To have them all to be back on the journal. To not have to filter the manual entries, we do offer here, for example, the manual entries already separated. Here are only the manual entries which has been done over accounting manual entry. We have here the debtors, so the customer invoices. We have here the creditors, the bills, the expenses, and the opening entries. On all these, you can put the filter, send it via email, or pull an Excel file. On the top here in the gray bar, we have the account ledger. Here you can select all bookings in a certain time frame and by account number. So let's say we are going to look up for 2017, our Raiffeisen account. We apply the filter. We are going to receive all bookings on the account from the Raiffeisen. Also here, you can download and print PDF or print all accounts in PDF or download an Excel. You can also filter according to all these cases which you see in here, or even on 6 decimals after the comma as you need it. To delete, to remove the filter, you click again here. Then we have the open positions. Here you can pull a report on an effective date. Here in this case, the 31st of December 2017. You can download all open positions on debtor side or all open positions on creditor side, or even all open positions on debtor side from customer accounts. The income and the expense, these are all bookings on a liquid account, so on cash and cash equivalent accounts on debit or credit side. Cash and cash equivalent accounts are usually the cash account, the credit card account, and the bank account. Also here, you can filter it or pull a list. Then we have the income statement and the balance sheet. We have a 5-level balance sheet, which you can also filter and pull a PDF or an Excel. You can click always here on the 3 lines. The balance sheet, we can pull a report on an effective date. The income statement is always for a time frame. So I can say here, I want it for the 31st of December 2017. I want that it shows the comparison with the previous year. If I want, I can also display the accounts with 0 values. I apply the filter. And you see it compares with the previous year in here, and you have also the percentage of the different. Also here you can extract it in a PDF or in an Excel. The income statement is nearly the same, but it's just for a time period, so you can define a whole year. If you want to have it just for half a year, you have here below the possibility to insert the dates, for example, from 1st of July 2017 until the end of 2017. I apply the filter. I say, well, I don't want to show the comparison with previous year, and I apply the filter, and I get the income statement as I filtered it. And here again, we can extract it in PDF or in Excel. To remove the filter, we go back here. Within the accounting, we find also the manual entry. How do we do manual entries? Generally, you need this manual entries for business cases which cannot be shown by a customer invoice or a bill. So here on the top is the new mask, already ready for a new manual entry, and here below you see the latest manual entries. Beginning with the manual entries, you can give the number you want in the narration. It will count ongoing. So if on the beginning of the year you start with a 1, the next manual entry will be the 2 and 3 and so on. You can also give an alphanumeric number, as we did in our case with BX, and we are already on the 226 manual entry in our case. So for a new manual entry, you insert the date of the manual entry. The number is already given. Then we go to the debit account. In this case, we do an account transfer from one bank to the other. You can search here with the account number. If you do not know the account number, you can also search with the name of the account. Choose this one. We name it account transfer. VAT is not necessary in this case of booking. Let's say we transfer 1,000 francs from one account to the other. If you need to add a file, you can go here, click on it, and you can choose a file or from the desktop of your computer or also from the bexio scanner app inbox. Once you added the file here, a little one will appear next to it that you know one document has been uploaded. If the booking is done, you go to post entry. It will be confirmed and it will appear here below under latest manual entries. If you say now, I have every week or every day an account transfer to do, you can also save it as a template. So you click on the manual entry and you see it will pop up here on the top. You go here to more, save as a template, you name it account transfer, for example, you save it. And when you go back tomorrow to do another account transfer, you re-enter the manual entry. You go to templates, account transfer, and you have it already ready. Maybe you just need to change the amount because today it's 2,000 francs. You post the entry and it's done. Another manual entry, for example, if you buy office material, you see here the number has been given already. So we choose here our bank account, we take office material, we need a VAT rate. So that's why it's very important that you know the abbreviations of this code. In our case, it's the 7% sales tax. We buy office material for 5,600 francs. Here we can add the receipt we got, and we post the entry. What account should VAT rate be assigned to? So in this case, it goes to the office supplies. I assign the VAT rate and I post it. Here below, you see the booking we have done with the VAT rate and the amount of the booking. Within the accounting, we have also the VAT, the tax form, and the journal, which needs to be delivered to the tax authority, depending on how you're paying, or all 3 months or all 6 months. We are going to look, for example, to trimester of 2017. You see here are all digits which are so important when you insert the tax rates, because according what you have inserted, the amount will appear within this digit. In our case, we have an amount on the digit 301 of 796 francs 39. And because it was last year, the VAT rate was 8%, and these are 63 francs 71. If you want to see how this amount has been composed, you click on the digit and you will get the VAT journal, where you see these 4 bookings are on this digit, and this is the VAT amount to pay. Here you can download the digit in an Excel file, or even switch to another digit and download it again if needed. And with here you can download all digits as an Excel file. The tax form cannot be sent as it is to the tax authority. You can print it, but afterwards you need to fill in the original VAT tax form you got from the tax authority. Under year-end closing, close the business year. We can close the year. I go now to 2017. If everything is green here, you can close the business year. It will appear in green here at the bottom. In our case, it's still not okay to close the fiscal year of 2017. I see here this year's has not been closed, so I have to go back and close them or lock them if I do not need them for my accounting. If I did the accounting over another system in the past years and I started working with bexio in 2017. Debit, credit, differential are okay. P&L result booked, it is not okay. You need to book the profit or loss result. And here the rest is okay except the opening balance. So to book the profit or loss of your company, you need to enter the balance sheet and pull the report of the profit or loss with the 6 digits after the comma, and afterwards do a manual entry on account 9,200 to be able to close the business year. As I told you before, we recommend to everybody working with bexio to work with a trustee. You have the possibilities within bexio to add a trustee to your bexio for free. You can go here to settings, plans, add-ons, users, invite and manage accountants, and you can invite an accountant. Clicking here, you have to insert his email address. He will receive an email and needs to log in within bexio. Afterwards, you will see him in here, and you can, if you do not want that he has access to everything in your bexio, you can go to his user, go to edit user permissions, and you see here you have a lot of modules which you can or activate or deactivate. So you can choose if he needs to do the bank synchronization or not, if you need to have access to the banking or not, and then save it once filled in. If you do not want to give access to your trustee, you can also send him the reports of your accounting in another way. You go again to settings, import, export, export assistant. You choose from which date till which date you want to extract. You go to next, and you have the possibilities to export all orders or all invoices and to send it to him. For more questions, please do not hesitate to contact our support. You can reach us under 071 552 0060 or also under the email support@bexio.com. We have also our support page, support@bexio.com, where you can find a lot of articles helping you how to do something, for example, in the accounting topic. You find articles about the VAT or the reports. Maybe you find help within here. If not, I thank you very much for your attention and I wish you a very nice day. Thank you. Goodbye.